Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're continuing on with exploring the Space Hulk. Because it's, well, someone's got to do it. It's a messy job, but... Does anyone really need to do it? Can't you just blow it up with space cannons? I don't know. Apparently it's worth milling about in here, though, and, well, it makes for a better story than... We found a Space Hulk, we shot it, it died. So fine. Anyway, we're going to search for Brother Kale this time, I think. Because last time we searched for Brother Baratheon and got Gorse rifled. Or Gauss rifled, apparently. I always hear Gorse in sci-fi, but actually it's Gauss, apparently. Gauss is the British pronunciation of Gorse, apparently. Though, I honestly couldn't say one way or the other. But Gauss does sound kind of fun. So, Gauss. And I can feel superior. Being like, haha, I'm saying it correctly, yes. But whatever, we're going to search for Brother Kale. So, following Brother Kale's signal, you penetrate far into the derelict. You traverse broken, twisted corridors of sheet metal and pass through fissures formed within accumulated space rock. Sometimes your way is lit by still flickering glow globes. Glow globes. Glow globes are a thing. Yeah. But most of the time you find yourself cloaked in shadows and darkness, forcing you to rely on your own enhanced senses. The auto senses of your Terminator armor, and your searchlight to help you navigate a path through the vast Hulk. Okay, I do find it quite funny that we have to use our own enhanced senses already. Bit of an advantage than normal, but also we have the auto senses of the Terminator armor, and we have a searchlight. So, like, we're... You know, I think we're fine. You know, that's well above average. I mean, I certainly don't have that much stuff to rely on. Oh well. I guess he's just having more. Just greedy, frankly. Slowly, the nondescript corridors, walkways, and rifts give way to some rust-red walls. Corridors wide enough to drive a Rhino APC through, and familiar, blocky metallic structures. The repeated bas-relief images of cybernetic skulls removes any doubt in your mind as to where you are now, if there had ever been any. You have entered the wreck of a warp-lost vessel of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Acres of grilled decking spreads out before you into a ruddy gloom permeated by the occasional flickering illumined strip or glow globe, the disturbed dust of ages drifting in their ambient auras. Based on the signal your Auspex is receiving from Brother Kale's battlesuit, he is somewhere within the ancient Ark. Fun. So, Adeptus Mechanicus are basically technicians of the Imperium, and they have a habit of replacing limbs with mechanical limbs, and also just having additional limbs that are mechanical and replacing various body parts. A bit weird like that. Sort of defending humanity while stripping away their humanity one bit at a time. It's, yeah, interesting dichotomy, but anyway. So, possibly... crazed robots attacking us? Dunno. We'll have to find out. Nope, some weird fungus. With eyes? I don't know. But as you progress further into the Mechanicus ship, it soon becomes clear that something is wrong. Other than the fact that it is, that the Ark is now part of a drifting Space Hulk. I was going to say... Anyway, there are things growing on the mounds of sludge dripping from various effluent discharges in the walls. Oh no. The growths look like large fungi, their pointed caps the colour of stained copper. I'm assuming these are orcoid. This is orcoid fungus, which is where orcs sprout from. That's what I'm assuming. That'll be the case. Memories implanted inside your head during one of the phases of your initiation into the Imperial Fist chapter means that you recognise the toadstools for what they are. The fungi are orcoid in origin. Part of the savage alien race's reproductive cycle. If allowed to grow to maturity, in time they will produce more of the savage greenskins, or one of the lesser orcoid species. But that will still be troublesome to the Imperium. The only way to eradicate them effectively is to burn them. We don't have a burn gun. A heavy flamer would have come in useful. Brother Baratheon was carrying one when you teleported. Not that... that information is of any use to you right now. We were going to go get him. I have nothing to burn the fungi enough to eradicate them entirely. You make good progress into the Ark, heading in a southerly direction, keeping one eye on your Auspex and Brother Kale's signal at all times. Eventually you reach a solid wall of reinforced adamantium. At the same time you lose Kale's signal. You wonder if he is still alive, or whether something about the makeup of this part of the vessel is blocking your signal. Either way, you had been heading directly toward the beacon of Brother Kale's signal, but the structure of the ship is now forcing you to take a turning to the east or another to the west. Which is it to be? See west, stay abreast, head east. Something about on piste? It's a skiing term, I believe. Let's go east. You continue your advance through the Mechanicus vessel, still unhindered. Other than the growths of fungus, you have not seen any sign of greenskins on board. Perhaps the toadstools are only the initial phase of a new infestation. The further you advance, the further you are heading away from the source of Brother Kale's signal. As you pass beyond a steel-ribbed archway, you come to the entrance to what looks like another gigantic effluent pipe. Its grilled metal cover is gone, torn open by something, and recently too, by the looks of things. And then, as you point your searchlight into the mouth of the pipe, your Auspex detects movement there, beyond the range of your light beam. Do we enter the pipe to investigate it, or proceed along the route I'm currently following, or retrace my steps to the junction and head the other way? Oh, I'm going to the pipe. The pipe is so large that even you, kitted out in full tactical dreadnought armor, can enter it without fear of becoming wedged inside. Water, or some other liquid, drips from the curved roof of the pipe, collecting in a channel under your boots, before running away from you further into the gloom. Your Auspex return increases in rapidity, and then you see it, caught in the beam of your searchlight. The creature is large, at least as big as the biggest orc, but rather than being green, its leathery hide is blood red in colour, and its body is almost entirely spherical. The thing gives a croaking, belching cry and bounds towards you on a pair of powerful legs, its tiny forelimbs hugged tight against its body. The rest of the creature is little more than a vast mouth filled with great bony tusks of ferocious fangs. I love these things. Apparently unheeding of your own formidable appearance, the monstrous squig attacks. So, you know, I wasn't even certain that squigs existed in 40k, frankly. Yeah, they must do, right? Squigs. Well, they do, they're here, but still. You can't not have squigs. So, we're going to fight it, obviously. Ah, look at that bad boy. Ah, he's adorable. Ah, you're right there, Poppet. I gotta say, though, that's more of like a sort of a greenskin's face. You see what I mean? This looks more like the face of a greenskin. But like they've just made a big orc head. It looks more like that than the squigs of Warhammer Fantasy. You know what I mean? Which makes sense if they're all growing from the same fungus. So, anyway, 0% chance to deal wounds. Are we proximity 2? Cannot attack at this range. It cannot attack at this range, but apparently neither can we. God, we have like no hope of hitting it. What is up with that? We got a relic blade. Very cool. So how far? So we're the gigantic squig. It's just the chance to hit seems so small. Why is it so small? Do I advance? I'm gonna focus. That does nothing. I'm gonna focus again. Let's see if this hits. I don't think we did any damage, did we? You right there, mate? You right there? Yeah, there's no hope of hitting this guy. Yeah, pathetic. I think it's because it's so heavily armoured. We're probably going to get mulched. You know that, right? We're going to get absolutely mulched. I have no idea how much damage it can do when it attacks us, but I'm assuming a lot. I'm assuming a lot. It's an 11% chance, which is trash. Ooh, that's a crit. Oh my god. And we got like double damage. It went from like 4 to 6, and then we got double damage because of the crit. That's wild. Let's try it again. Wow. That could not have gone better. That actually went literally as well as it could have done, I think. I mean, we killed it in 2 hits. and we shouldn't have been able to. So that's awesome. Very happy about that. Very happy about that. So, victory. The squig dies with a satisfying pop. Lovely. Its body disintegrating into myriad spores which fill the pipe, becoming caught on the sticky surface of the corroded metal or drifting down to the floor where many are captured by the effluent stream and carried away in the dark. Doesn't sound great. That doesn't sound great. That's probably going to spread somewhat. Anyway, the pipe continues in direction closer to that you believe you want to be travelling in, but there may be greater dangers to face than squigs further on. Look, we're going the right direction. Let's keep going the right direction. The pipe begins to slope downwards, the gradient becoming steadily steeper, just as you were wondering if you shouldn't quit this course and return to the entrance. With a terrible rending of metal, the corroded pipe gives way under your weight. Cantilevering downwards, you are unable to save yourself as the pipe falls away, plummet into the gloom below. For a moment, both your vision and your HUD remain dark. The interminable, oppressive darkness gives way to grey shadows and finally infrared images as your helm's auto-senses come back online. Slowly you get to your feet, using the rusted handle in a corroded bulkhead to help. As you rotate left and right, your searchlight penetrating the gloom, you build up a picture of the place where you now find yourself after plunging into the bowels of the ship. It is a space as large as one of the great shrine temples aboard the Phalanx, your chapter's fortress monastery. It is only then that you look down at yourself and see that your golden armor is covered with thick, greasy sludge. You are up to your ankles in more of the same. Judging by the lake of oily effluent and the cavernous space in which you find yourself, you are clearly in the bilges of the Mechanicus vessel. And if what your Auspex is telling you is true, not even the orcs have dared delve this far. Unable to return the way by which you entered the bilges, you have no choice but to set off across the lake of sludge, praying that the Primarch will guide your steps so that you might be reunited with your lost battle brother. A fumy miasma hangs over the surface of the sump lake, out of which rise the corroded buttresses that support the distant ceiling. Islets of collected detritus and even the occasional purple tentacle. Although the latter disappear again just as quickly upon sensing your approach. And then, through the murk, a towering wall appears. You've reached the end of this particular compartment of the Ark's hold. The wall is pitted with corrosion and bedecked with jutting balconies, rising rampways, and ladders, so you are confident that you could scale it to escape the bilges. However, at the foot of the mountain's wall is a sealed bulkhead door, and a part of you cannot help but wonder where it might lead. I mean, it seems like the same alien that was in the trash compactor might be down here, but might be some booty in this hold. So let's try it. Let's try to open the door. The bulkhead door bears... oh god, I just immediately saw use Stormbolter. I know something bad's happening. The bulkhead door bears both the cog and cyber skull symbols of the machine cult. As you seize the two halves of the hatchway with your servo-assisted ceramite gauntlets, you wonder if it is a sign of what you can expect to find within the chamber beyond, or whether it is meant as a warning. With a hiss of escaping stale air, the hatch slowly begins to open. There's a few typos in this game. I don't know if it's originally written in English though, so it could be localization issues there. But anyway, with a hiss of escaping stale air, the hatch slowly begins to open, even as the hydraulic mechanisms of the door groan in protest as they fight to keep it closed. There comes a series of clicks and 4 smaller hatches iris open around the bulkhead door. From these orifices snake 4 thick mechadendrites. Each articulated robotic limb ends in a pair of vicious pincers, which snap at your own armored limbs even as the mechadendrites try to encircle you. Don't know what it is. Don't know what that is. You have no choice but to engage the door's defenses before they tear you limb from limb. Relic Blade seems most appropriate, right? You easily dispatch the door's defenses with your weapon. Oh, I see. The mechadendrites were part of the door. Okay, it said engage the door's defense. I thought it meant activate the door's defenses to protect us from the mechadendrites. So, okay, I see now. I'm assuming it's robotic pincer tentacles. Anyway, you easily dispatch the door's defenses with your weapon. With a spurting sputter of sparks, the last of the severed mechadendrites falls into the oily sludge and sinks out of sight. Taking the two halves of the bulkhead door in your hands once more, you pull them apart and display a formidable strength. That's right. We open doors both sides at a time, like in movies. Which is a really stupid way to open a door. Have you noticed that? Any time you see people open... Like, if there's a double door, they don't open half of it and walk through. They always open both. Stupid. But hey, we're a Terminator, so I get it. You know, fine. He probably can't fit through just half of it, so I get it. But still, always happens in movies. It's just like, come on, mate. Why? No one's impressed. Anyway, stepping over the threshold of the portal. It's for composition, I know, but like, come on. It's silly. So, stepping over the threshold of the portal, you enter a much smaller chamber beyond. That has the air of a mausoleum about it. Entombed within, covered by centuries of collected dust, are 4 motionless forms. Each is in part flesh, although that flesh is now withered and mummified, judging by the extensive modifications made to 3 of the bodies. These were once slaved servitors. The 4th, however, is shrouded in a deep red robe. This must have been a priest of the cult Mechanicus. Search chamber, search the bodies. I would rather leave the dead be. Exit the forgotten chamber and start to make your way out of the bilges. Now this is... Yeah, I'm not sure... I don't know where these guys would lie in terms of, like, desecrating the dead. Because, on one hand, desecrating the dead is bad. But on the other, are they serving the Emperor in death? You know, by being there unmolested. So I think we should probably search them, because that's how we best search, you know, that's how we best serve our Emperor, right? Even in death they should be serving, and they best serve, you know, the Imperium of Man by helping me out if they have anything decent. So I think we're going to search the bodies. They're probably going to come to life because they're mostly machine now. And the machine bits probably aren't dead. As you move between the bodies, disturbing the dust of ages, your attention is drawn to a blinking light that lies buried in the tangle of robes and mechadendrites. It sounds like a sort of flower. Anyway, mechadendrites, that is all that is left of the tech priest. Reaching into the knot of servo limbs, your hand closes around a digi-wand. The kind of key used to unlock a digital lock. It has a total of 12 blinking lights running the length of its cylindrical body. A sudden whirring sound alerts you to danger as the slumped tangle of robes and orgometics begins to move. It would seem that the dead do not sleep as easy here as you first believed. Called it. As the tech priest remains rise up, its decayed vestments crumble and fall from its metallic body. There is no flesh left. The mass of metal and mechadendrites is all that is left of the adept, the machine spirit still residing within them, instinctively trying to defend the tech priest's sanctuary from interlopers. Oh wow, look at that dude. Check that out. God, he's got a good couple of additional arms there. On the right, another one down the bottom. Oh, another one up there too. This guy's really kitted out. That's like 4 additional guns he's carrying. Is that like a las cannon or something? Dunno. Might just be pincers. But that, and that look like bolters. He's got a flamer there, I think. It's have little holes in the side. I think that's a flamer. I think. And a big power axe. So, yeah, that's scary. Some scary stuff. Anyway, so, dead tech priest. Spoopy. Tell you what. He's got an 8% chance to attack me. So, we're in close combat with him, proximity 0. So, actually, yeah, let's do that. I find it kind of sad that, you know, the power fist is just obsolete now. Because look, 56% chance, 2 wounds. 56% chance, 4 wounds. So the relic blade is just better when it hits. Like that, but not. Oh, and now a crit. You never got a chance to do anything. I really like this relic blade. Oh, I told you that? I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Fight is over. As you move between the bodies, nope. Nope. I always forget that it has the same screen, you know? When you finish combat, it lands in the same place. Anyway, let's go. So, the tech priest's remains clatter to the floor of the chamber. Now just so much scrap metal, bone fragments and severed servo limbs. Surveying the room, you can see nothing else for you here, but you can't help wondering what the tech priest was doing here. It's almost as if the adept locked himself away in here to hide, or perhaps he was guarding something. Locked? Perhaps the Digiwand will be useful here. What was locked? He locked himself away in here. Is that what it's picked up on? What? What's locked? I have no idea. Yeah, alright, Digiwand, I guess. As you turn from the wreckage of the tech priest, the machine spirit encased within the Digiwand chirrups, and a number of the blinking lights on its casing turn red. Giving the room a sweep with the wand, it chips again, and more of the lights change colour. As you advance further into the room, the wand starts to emit a regular beeping tone, which rises in rapidity and pitch as you move towards the back wall of the chamber. The sound being emitted by the Digiwand becomes a single unbroken tone, and the last of the lights turns crimson. With the clanking of ancient bolts unlocking a previously hidden portal in the wall slides open. A miasma of nitrogen mist escapes the darkness beyond, evaporating the moment it comes into contact with the air currents in the chamber. Pass through the new portal to face whatever lies beyond, or exit the tech priest's final resting place and try to escape the Bilges of the Mechanicus Arc. Yeah, let's keep going. I know we haven't found any of our allies yet, but this sounds dope, so we're going to keep going. So, after 100 meters, the passageway ends at another door. However, this one opens as soon as you approach it. The lights on the Digiwand turning from red to green. You find yourself at the threshold of a near spherical room filled with ancient cogitator relays and obsidian black memory matter data stores. Yes. At the center of all this archaeotech, sitting amidst a nest of cabling is a polished human skull adorned with all manner of microelectrical and mechanical accoutrements. As you enter the chamber, the bionic eye set within the orbit of one of its eye sockets begins to glow with a malevolent red light. With a hum of electrical and mechanical activity, the skull rises upwards on the end of a telescoping armature. The cyber-altered task unit proceeds to scan you with a sweep of green laser light, chuntering to itself in binaric as it does so. Finally, a voice, rusty with age and faltering from lack of use, sounds through the vox link in your helm. This could be annoying to read, isn't it? Yes, it is. Plus assessment. Adeptus Astartes. Plus designation. Imperial Fist. Plus tactical dreadnought armor. Plus threat assessment. High. Plus. Who is this? You demand. You have never encountered a cyber skull that spoke before. Plus increased tonal inflection and pheromone analysis indicates the subject is angry. Plus threat assessment. Very high. Plus I am Nabor, battle brother of Squad Scipio, son of Dorn, and Imperial Fist of the Adeptus Astartes. I have come to cleanse the Hulk of its Xenos taint. Who are you? Plus query, who am I? Plus comes the synthesized voice in a wash of static. Its tones carry something of great age within them. Plus 1, this unit is CAT 8473. Plus the voice replies at last. What is your name? You continue. There is a moment of rapid binaric burble, and then, plus my name, I think I remember my name now. This unit remembers. Once I was Magos Tetros Vorich of the cult Mechanicus. Once. So the cyber skull is all that is left of a Magos of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Could it be that the cybernetic remains of the tech priest that attacked you were once him? How do you come to be like this? You ask. Your curiosity piqued. The voice in your helm is silent for several seconds, until Magos Vorich finally finds his voice again. Plus the Omnissiah's oath was lost. Plus the warp had claimed it. Plus the engines were failing. Plus there was no way out. Plus the crew were dying. Plus the phage had seized control of our flesh. Plus the Magos biologists had recovered the alien virus from a lifeless planetoid. Plus now we knew why there was no life there. Plus we were dying. All of us. Plus Fearing the worst, and the loss of every scrap of knowledge I had accumulated over the centuries, I downloaded my mind into this unit, hoping that it would preserve my consciousness longer than my ailing body. Good. Plus, then I locked myself away from those already infected, away from the phage, and waited for the virus to eat itself to death. Plus, oh god, the bilge water is the remains of all the life that were on the ship, I think. Ugh. Or it could just be bilge sludge. Space bilge sludge. I don't know. But, ugh. I mean, the fact that the thing got up and it, like, all of the flesh melted away makes me think, hey, the sludge is all... I don't know. We might find out. How long was that, you ask? Plus, what year is it now? Plus, Vorich asks. By Imperial reckoning, it is the last year of the 41st millennium, you tell the skull. It cannot be, the voice of the tech priest crackles in your ear. Can I really have been asleep all that time? There's more, you inform the Magos. This ship is now part of a derelict, a warp-born space hulk that goes by the name Herald of Oblivion, and has been taken over by greenskins. I am here as part of a mission to cleanse the hulk of the taint of the Xenos. Come with me, aid me in my quest, and fulfill your own oaths of allegiance to the Imperium of mankind once again. Vorich hesitates before answering. I will help you, for I cannot stand by whilst the Omnissiah's oath is robbed of everything. It is, and remade in the image of some heathen alien god. With that, the cat extricates itself from the nest of cables and trundles towards you on a pair of caterpillar tracks. Aw, they're cute. We got a pet cat. Follow me. Plus, Vorich's voice comes in your ear as the cat trundles away as another hatch iris opens, admitting you and the device into another passageway. You gain 2 purity. Interesting. You see no reason to follow. Set off after the whirring contraption. Yeah, let's do that, shall we? Or do I want to leave you guys hanging? I think I'm going to leave you guys hanging, because the last couple episodes were longer than I meant them to be. And I want these to be nice, snappy, short episodes, so I can, you know, pump them out every day. Which could be fun. Anyway. So guys, yeah, tune in next time. And the next episode of Dawn of the Dead. Why not? From dusk till dawn. Might just have to come up with a new one every time, huh? Anyway, guys, yeah, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.